Tea time. Welcome everybody, Souldin of the Grin Brothers here, and it's time for Souldin's expert, completely qualified and professional medical advice. For, as you all know, tea is the greatest source of any medical aid that you could ever consume, and one of these teas which is of great benefit to your health, of great benefit to uplifting yourself from the perils of illness, is of course nettle tea. But I do not own any nettle tea, so I do not have nettle tea with me. Alternatively, another tea that I have consumed in the past and can verify is 100% sure to improve all your health needs is ginger tea, which I am not having at the moment. Instead, I am having detox tea, because it is a very nice tea, and I am curious, most inquisitive even, about a factor that I thought that this tea packet originally said: bring these incredible herbs to alive by infusing in freshly boiled water for up to 5 minutes. I was disappointed when my herbs did not come to life and start gaining sentience and start taking over the world, or at least myself. However, upon rereading it, it says 15 minutes, so I have tried just that. This was Souldin's perfectly qualified expert medical advice. Okay, that was a little bit different from the oral, but I am having detox tea, and the medical advice part is because I am feeling quite ill at the moment. Okay, I'm starting to feel a bit bad, just a bit bloated, bit phlegmy, bit feverish. You may also notice that I'm being rather quiet because Rafi also is not feeling well. The only reason I am recording this tea time, in fact, at this specific day, is because I don't want Rafi to have to run himself ragged trying to edit Project Zero Maiden of Black Water videos. So instead I'm doing this tea time. Hopefully I don't in turn wake him up. I've put pillows in front to make sure that I don't wake him up. It's probably not going to work, but because for some reason this room he's super sensitive to sound. In any case, today's tea time, because I've introduced detox tea, today's tea time is, again, I've had to just kind of pull it out of nowhere, but it's one that I've been ruminating on a bit, and it's one I can do fairly quickly, and that is Switch Spark. Now, my Switch isn't sparking, in fact that's kind of the problem, but that's the title of the video, Switch Spark. Rather, the Switch Spark the spark of interest in the Switch that I feel I'm currently lacking, or to a degree may still currently be lacking. More on that later on. Now, to bring up the history of me and the Switch, back when it was announced as the NX, I had no interest in it. The reason being, the Wii U was currently out. The Wii U was, like the rumours were started up around early or late 2015? Yeah, it was very soon. But the Wii U was still my primary console, and I actually love the gamepad to bits. It is my favourite video game system controller. And so the Wii U was my focus that entire time, because I thought, regardless of the rumours, that's not coming out for ages. I have no interest in it. I didn't have any interest in 2016 either, despite the clear fact that the Wii U wasn't doing too well, because I figured that Nintendo wouldn't kill off the Wii U so soon. In fact, I'd be rather despondent if they did kill it off so soon. They did kill it off so soon. Oh well, that might be referee just now coming out to get very angry at me. In any case, so I didn't really have an interest in the NX, particularly in the fact that it was all rumours at this point. And I was weighing, continuing my focus on the Wii U, because there's no point focusing on a system that may or may not exist and may or may not come out for several years. When the sort of NX was revealed, I was interested in it because it was presented in the only way that, of the rumours, it was the only rumour that had some interest to me, and that being the rumour that it was a handheld console hybrid. I really liked the idea, and felt I could treat it more as a 3DS successor instead of a Wii U successor in a sense, in terms of how I was viewing things. And at the time, as I have made a previous 3DS gripe video, as it were, but also showing my love for it, I was having difficulties with the 3DS in terms of the shoulder button. So, the idea of sort of a new handheld successor appealed to me more than a new console successor, because the Wii U was giving me nothing but love. So then, the Nintendo Switch then got revealed, properly revealed, in January this year? And when it was, I was blown away. Like, I absolutely adored it. Like, I was originally, disinterested in it, thinking, oh, I'll get it eventually. My focus will still be on the Wii U. But then they showed off all of the features of the Nintendo Switch. They brought back motion controls, and as my favorite video game system is the Wii, I really like the concept of motion controls. And the fact that they were going to go back to its motion controls and expand upon them, that was incredible. And it was portable or sort of console hybrid. I thought, oh man, that's going to be great for fighting games. Me being able to practice whilst on the go, get home and continue playing. And I thought, oh, it's got amiibo scanning. It's amazing how much technology they crammed into that thing. The HD Rumble and all that. It was amazing all the things they were doing with it, and I was getting really blown away. They showed off cool new IP like ARMS, and they showed off Splatoon 2, which was I didn't expect so soon. And what had me going absolutely nuts was Super Bomberman R. Bomberman was back. Bomberman was alive. And so I was hyped for the Switch. I got the Switch, and I was amazed at what I was feeling in my hands. It's amazing how much they managed to cram into technology this small. It looks lovely. It's got a nice. I mean, I had some difficulties with the menu interface because my internet connection wasn't working for some reason at the time. I think someone started an update, but I got all things set up, and we played Super Bomberman R, and I played I Am Setsuna. Had a pretty decent time with it and all, and yeah, it was really cool. And then it kind of faded for a bit, and I played Superman R as a Grin Brothers series with Rafi. My interest resumed, then it went down again. And I kind of thought, oh, this Switch game is coming out there, this Switch game is coming out there. And it's interesting that. I guess the first sign of basically, I don't feel when I got the Wii, I was hooked early on. My interest waned for a bit, but then the big titles came out that I really appreciated. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Muramasa the Demon Blade, Kirby's Epic Yarn, and Kirby's Adventure Wii. And I had a lot of interest in the Wii in terms of titles I couldn't find at the time. I wasn't as well informed as when the games were coming out. But basically the Wii had me... initially had some difficulties in between the sort of early point, but I was soon absolutely in love with the Wii, and it became my favourite video game console. The Wii U from the get-go, I was adoring it. It also helps that to fill in some of the gaps, I'd buy some old Wii games, such as Skyward Sword, which I played when there was no Wii U games coming out. But just holding the gamepad for a few moments, and it's like there was a spark. I was adoring this system. 3DS, DS, basically all the Nintendo systems have passed. There's been a spark which has kept me playing them. I don't feel that spark with the Nintendo Switch. There hasn't been anything that truly excited me. Although I'm thrilled a bit to see Bomberman is back, and I'd say it's a really great game. In fact, I'd say the games I have played have been pretty good, like I Am Setsuna. It's a really good game, but it's just nothing to truly grip me. Like, I feel, I guess a lot of my gripes come with the controller. It's nice and all, but I feel compared to the gamepad, it's a step down. In terms of portability aspect, the screen gets scratched and dusty so easily. I don't want to transport it unless I've got a bag, which I don't at the moment. So it doesn't have the portability that I'd like it from the 3DS. Lots of the menu interface is simple, but so simple it's kind of unappealing compared to the past systems like the Wii U and 3DS, and the Wii, which while simple, presented everything on screen very efficiently, and the Wii U had it more thriving with the Mii's on screen for promoting the Miiverse Plaza and such. And that's another thing. There's no Miiverse, which, as you may know from my previous tea time, is a huge gripe with me, there being no Miiverse. It feels, despite being a portable system and despite them showing the social aspects, because I can't take it portable because I've worried constantly about it breaking, I'm completely alone playing Nintendo Switch. Like, it is one of them, after going away from the Wii U with its Miiverse, and the Switch just feels like such an isolated experience. And of course, I think I may have mentioned this during playthroughs and such before, apparently my Switch just has absolutely dreadful online connection. I passed on getting Splatoon 2 and ARMS because they're such online focused games that I knew I wouldn't be able to truly enjoy them unless I had access to stable online. However, I didn't want to just play these games constantly in portable mode for online. I'd like to play them when I play online on the TV. But I can't, because the online connection, although now it's gone slightly better, it's too unstable for me to really want to put anyone else through an unsteady connection. It's dreadful playing with an unsteady connection, and I don't want to put someone through that. And yeah, there's this lack of a spark, a real sort of element to really grip me. To like with the Wii U, I got home thinking, oh man, I can't wait to play this. With the Wii U, I thought, oh man, I can't wait to play this. And even some non-Nintendo systems, the Dreamcast, I absolutely adored to bits. I was on that as often as possible. When I first got the Xbox One, Sunset Overdrive was such a good game to grip me. Likewise, Ori and the Blind Forest, bam, I was on that. On that system the moment I could. Some of these systems and Recall, games I'd, come back from, say, work or back in the day, come back from school, and I'd, immediately jump into playing them and such. And Nintendo Switch just hasn't been able to have that aspect to me. And I don't think it's just a gaming aspect, because, like I said, I enjoyed I Am Setsuna, I enjoyed Super Bomberman R. But I feel in terms of what the Switch presents itself as, and my gripes so far, it's kind of hindered me in a sense. It feels such a downgrade from, of course, the Wii U and 3DS with updates and managed to build them up, to the Nintendo Switch. Mainly the internet connection being absolutely dreadful for some reason on my Nintendo Switch. Other aspects of it, the lack of Miiverse, immediately it has a lot less of a social aspect to it. The way the menus set out, sort of small things, but the overall feel of the system, well, it's really cool, and particularly I absolutely adore it when I can use the motion controls and, pull off the Joy-Cons and such. It hasn't really truly excited me. I've tried to play, and in my busier days, I've tried to play some of these games, Puyo Puyo Tetris I got, and, I got the odd eShop game, but I haven't been able to maintain interest in them for that long. At least, it's not so much a matter of not enjoying them, it's just not a matter of going back to them regularly. Now, I will admit there is one key aspect which has been preventing me from going on to them as often, and that would be Namco's Pokemon Miiverse Adventure. That's something I've brought up repeatedly, my Pokemon Yellow playthrough. That I started in 2016, on the 5th of November. Remember, the 5th of November of Gunpowder, Treason and Plot, which only British people will understand, but hey-ho. I started NPMA, Namco's Pokemon Miiverse Adventure, and along with showcasing just how good Miiverse is as a system, in the fact that I was able to make a sort of interactive story through it, that was gripping my interest way more. In part, Pokemon Yellow is a really good game. It's really fun to play through. In part, Pokemon's just a really good series for communicating with other people. In part, because I was communicating with other people, and in part, because it was focusing on one of the aspects I enjoy most in life, that being writing. Even if my interest in reading has waned, my interest in writing is still quite passionate, and so doing the interactive story was a lot of fun. And it was that I was going home thinking, okay, I need to update this, I need to sort of do this, I need to do that. One, because I had a schedule and I didn't want to disappoint people who had actually gone on to read my series, but also because I wanted to. I was compelled to. And I guess in a way that was distracting my time from Nintendo Switch. Again, busier lifestyles. Was just doing the Grin Bros, the NPMA, and trying to sort of juggle about several other little things. A nephew who I've now nicknamed Little Hurricane, because as wonderful and delightful as he is just so full of energy that it looks like a hurricane's gone through the house every time he's here. In any case, I guess a lot of that distracted me from the Nintendo Switch, but it's interesting that my interactive story, my experiences on a 3DS, was basically pulling me away from the brand new system with its all brand new fancy games and such, but Nintendo Switch wasn't what was compelling me. That said, I may have mentioned earlier a maybe, or may still, lack of spark in the Switch. And the reason I said that is when I initially thought of this idea, I felt there was no spark in the Switch. I may eventually, when I finish Namco's Pokemon Miiverse Adventure, sort of devote some time to go back and play some more Super Bomberman R, finish off I Am Setsuna and such, but there was no spark. However, I got a video game that reminded me of one of the reasons I was so excited about the portable aspect. And there was also a demo of a game that was released recently that got me really interested in a concept for a potential future game, and just got me really passionate even about a short demo and really excited for what the future holds. The first of these is Pokken Tournament. Pokken Tournament DX to be specific. It's strange for a port to be something that excited me and gives me that little hope of a spark from the Nintendo Switch, but it showcases the aspect I wanted of the Switch, being able to practice fighting games on the go, being able to go online on the go. I was able to Pokken Tournament is actually one of the games which I feel is pretty easy to play in handheld mode. And I was able to have an online match on that, and it was a lot of fun. And outside, whilst it was in handheld mode, and I've been able to practice going to other rooms and being able to scan the amiibos, going to other rooms, babysit my nephew for a bit, and just have a quick match. And it's amazing all I've been able to do, play on Pokken Tournament experience and get better at the game whilst on the go. I'm having to relearn a lot of things because it's been a while since I played, and I'm used to the Wii U gamepad, in my opinion, better feeling controller. But I feel I'm going to be able to catch up and maintain consistency with my skills with Pokken Tournament DX thanks to the functions of the Nintendo Switch. I finally found a game wherein the functions of the Nintendo Switch are truly highlighted for me personally, in terms of feeling that this game makes me appreciate the Nintendo Switch as a system, not thinking, oh man, I wish the Wii U lived longer so it could have had this game. And the other game is Project Octopath Traveler. It had a demo release recently. I've played through only half of the demo, and I absolutely love the game. It is absolutely wonderful. It is a glorious RPG just from the small snippet I've got. I love the art style to absolute bits. It is. I'm not a big fan of pixel art, but it's pixel art blended in just such amazing ways with other bits of artwork that it just comes out incredible. Everything is eye-popping. And as well as the graphics, the gameplay ideas are really are pretty unique. They're fun. They got me thinking. I managed to make a complete mockery of myself against what the sort of boss of the half of the demo, because it's like, oh man, I should have done this. I should have done this way sooner. Wow, I messed this up. I had to see you spam and use all my healing items. It was actually atrocious, but I saw where I was going wrong. I saw the strategies, and oh gosh, I have so much hope for Octopath Traveler. And just that snippet of demo, it's like, this is a game that has got me thrilled to bits for the Nintendo Switch. Like, I am wanting this game in my hands now. It hasn't been since Recore, I think, was the last game that got me truly excited for a game, and before that was Project Zero, and it just gripped me. I want to play more Project Octopath Traveler. I haven't been able to because of time. I've got the other half of the demo too, but NPMA with me vs closing takes priority. But yeah, so the reason I say maybe is Pokken Tournament DX and Project Octopath Traveler have given me hope. I have hope that there will be a spark in the Switch. I've yet to be gripped by it, because the games that have come out, whilst they have been enjoyable, they've yet to surpass any feeling I had on the Wii U. Pokken Tournament DX admittedly keeps reminding me of what I love about the Wii U, but it also reminds me of the things I was hoping for with the Switch to improve my liking of playing video games. And again, things will likely improve when I'm not distracted by NPMA and how absolutely wonderful I love interacting with people and creating a story about that. But in any case, I'm hoping that the spark for the Switch will come, and that I will come to really appreciate it. However, it is interesting to know that despite how popular it is funny how despite the popularity of the Switch, it, unlike the Wii U, which didn't sell very well, the Wii U gripped me immediately and the Switch hasn't. It's a bit of irony in that. In any case, that's effectively all I wanted to say. I'm now going to try this 15-minute brew detox tea. That didn't taste that differently to a 5-minute detox tea. A little bit more consistent in its taste. Yeah, the taste is lasting a bit longer on the tongue. But that's all I'll really say. In any case, still detox tea really nice, and I'm hoping drinking all this will make me feel a bit better. I think this will be the only tea time I record today, make sure I didn't wake Rafi up. Anyway, I hope I was quiet enough for him, and I hope I was loud enough for you to hear me and enjoy this tea time. Cheerio, everyone!